Welcome to Sports Makes Sense. Today, in a world where sports are weighed down by talent, strategy, and frankly, too much thinking, one man has dared to strip it all away. Dana White, a true visionary who looked at the entire history of combat sports and asked, what if we remove the sports part? Let's go back to the beginning, when boxing was perfect. No rules, no tactics, just two men punching each other until someone couldn't continue. It was beautiful, brutal, uncomplicated.
The more overwhelmed with hysterical bursts of fury that sends him to the floor for the fourth round.
Fights went 50, 60, sometimes 70 rounds. Not because fighters were skilled, but because the human skull is surprisingly durable.
And he hits the deck again. Curry's just
But then, something terrible happened. Rules. The Marquess of Queensberry rules introduced rounds, weight classes, and, worst of all, gloves. The sports purists were outraged. How can we enjoy boxing if people are not dying, they asked. And it was a fair question. But somehow, despite these restrictions, boxers still managed to brutally injure each other with dignity. There was still hope. Until the second tragedy struck. Talent. Boxers like Muhammad Ali and Floyd Mayweather became good at boxing. They developed defense, head movement, strategy. Ali called it float like a butterfly. Fans called it boring. Mayweather went 50-0 by it, and this is truly shameful, not getting hit very much. The audacity, the betrayal. These athletes had robbed fans of their God-given right to watch someone's brain lose contact with their body. Boxing had taken a wrong turn down a road that would end up with this idiot, the biggest name in the sport. But little did we know, hope was just around the corner. In 1993, the Ultimate Fighting Championship was born. The first events were perfect. No weight classes, barely any rules, multiple fighting styles trying to murder each other. It was glorious chaos. Combat sport had returned to its roots. Pure, unfiltered violence.
We're just missing teeth there.
But then, it happened again. Fighters started training, learning grappling, studying submissions, developing, I'm sorry to even say this word, technique. Georges St. Pierre became known for his jab, in a sport where he can kick people in the head. Khabib Nurmagomedov smothered opponents with wrestling, sometimes tapping them out without even hurting them at all.
Everyone's like, oh, that's boring. He's not just fighting because people want to see a bar fight. You know, we're risking our lives in there. And we've trained. What's the point of training each and every day and then going in and just slugging around and taking punches? You train to be able to make someone miss, to be able to control them in a certain way. That's what training is for. So you're not in there just taking punishment at will.
I'm gonna stop you there, sir, and ask, why aren't you unconscious yet? You see, this is a problem. Athletes got too good. Fighting became technical, strategic, sometimes even safe. Something had to be done. Enter Dana White, UFC president, visionary, problem solver. Because Dana White looked at the entire history of combat sports, from bare-knuckle boxing to MMA, and identified the core problem. Skill was ruining everything. So he asked the question that would change combat sport forever. What if we just remove the skill entirely?
You know, these guys that have been doing this for a long time, there actually is technique to it. You know, you can actually roll with the slap. They know how to, defend, brace, whatever you want to call it. There's actually technique to this thing, believe it or not.
Oh, I believe you, sir. The subtle technique of not dying instantly. Because when you think about it, every sport has been chasing this moment. That perfect distillation of athletic purity. Two humans, one standing perfectly still until they lose consciousness. No footwork, no tactics, just physics. Power slap doesn't need head movement. In power slap, the head is the movement.
There's official weight classes, there's rules, rankings, and extensive medical testing.
And this is important work because despite years of so-called experts' research, no one really knows what the long-term effects of repetitive brain trauma are. Mostly because RFK Jr. hasn't talked about it on a podcast yet. So thank God for Dana White and these human shooting forks. Finally helping science answer the question, is this sort of thing dangerous? Well, that's for the experts to decide. But the question remains, is this even a sport?
You know, for this thing to be a real sport, it needs to be regulated by the Athletic Commission. And the most important thing to us with everything is always the health and safety.
Ah, yes, the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Finally, a regulatory body brave enough to look at two people slapping each other into oblivion and say, yes, but can we make it safer? Because Power Slap understands what fans really want. They don't want to see skill. They don't want to see footwork. They want to see collapse. And yes, there are people that just won't get it. They will have their objections and their concerns, but I don't want to hear it. And Dana White doesn't want to hear it. And this guy can hear it because his eardrum just exploded. Because let's face it, Power Slap knows what people want. And it's about time all those other so-called sports finally figure it out. Formula One races used to be rocket-fueled death festivals. Now they're just a bunch of millionaires complaining about tire strategy. Enough already. Just give the people what they want and drive those things straight into a wall. Ice hockey used to be simple. Skate fast, hit hard, lose teeth. Now it's all about power plays and offensive zones. Solution, keep the fights, lose everything else. Just the vibes and the violence. Power Slap has boiled sport down to its essence. No more rules, no more reason. Just two people standing still, hating each other until one of them forgets where they are. Progress. So long and thanks from Sports Big Sets.